What's up everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Speed Doodles! Drawings, painting things. Anyway, last night a bunch of new Pokemon X and Y rumors circulated on the website PokeBeach, and on that website they actually posted a bunch of rumors that actually all came true pretty much, and they actually have a new batch of rumors which I decided to take a look at, and I think a lot of them sounded really cool, so I actually decided to put my doodling skills to the test and actually try and draw what I think a couple of these new Pokemon that are revealed through these rumors will look like. That way, if the rumors do come true, then we can actually compare if they actually looked anything like what I made them out to be like, and if the rumors aren't true, then, you know, we made some decent fan-made Pokemon, I guess. So as I said, these are just rumors, they're not 100% confirmed, but last time they actually came true pretty well, so I don't know, I just hope that these actually come true, just because I want to see the comparison of what I drew compared to what the actual Pokemon will look like. So I actually went through the list, and then I was getting really tired of drawing and just wanted to go to bed, so I picked out a fourth one just out of random. There were actually about 6 or 7 new Pokemon described in these rumors. So let's start off with this one, which you can see I'm already going ahead and drawing here. This is Trusk. He is a grass and rock type Pokemon, and as you can see, he's supposed to be kind of based on a boar. Because he's a boar, I guess I took my inspiration a little bit from Emboar, but Emboar was on 2 legs, and I decided this one should be on 4, just so it would be, I guess, different from Emboar since it was just last generation. So because it's on all 4s, I took a little bit more inspiration from actually Piloswine, which is why its green tusks were kind of more mammoth-like, but I didn't really like the idea all that much, so I actually looked up my favorite boar of them all, Pumbaa, and took a lot of inspiration from him, which you'll see that Trusk's, or my idea of Trusk, I guess, his face will look a lot like Pumbaa from The Lion King. His description is that he is gruff, he has gray skin, and features green leaf-like ears, so I decided to actually put all these together as we get into the coloring. I made him have the gray skin. I gave him more than just leaf ears just because, I mean, he's a grass and rock, so I decided to give him a little bit more leaves. A big mossy back, I guess, kind of like Torterra. I actually wanted to make him a little bit more like Torterra and give him like leaves and trees on his back, but that would be too similar. So I made him, I guess, more like Camerupt, where he's just got a mountain on his back and it's all mossy-like. And he's got this cute little hair leaves growing out and a bit of a collar of leaves. The last thing that it says is that it has an adorable pre-evolution, so I decided not to make him so small and make him look more like an evolution, like a, you know, a second stage Pokemon, or I guess technically a first stage, as if it has something before it, one Pokemon at least. But it says that its pre-evolution has a leaf at the end of its tail, so I decided to actually add 3 leaves to the tail of this one. Since this was all live stream, someone actually pointed out that I didn't even put a tail on it, so I gave it a tail with 3 leaves at the end of it to show that it's more evolved because it's got 3 leaves instead of 1. But as I got more into the drawing, I realized that he didn't really look too much like a rock type. He definitely has the grass going, but he didn't really have too much of a rocky nature to him other than really the big mountain sort of thing on his back. So I made this weird like chest, or I guess belly, of rocks, and I made his feet, or hooves I guess you could call them, be a little bit muddied up and whatnot, and I actually like the way he turned out. He's probably my favorite out of the, I guess, out of the 3 that we're gonna see that aren't, I guess, evolutions. I don't know, I actually really like the way he turned out. So once again, this is a grass and rock type boar Pokemon with long green tusks coming out of its mouth. He is gruff, has gray skin, and features green leaf-like ears, plus he has a pre-evolution with tiny tusks and a leaf at the end of its tail. And that is Trusk, so I guess if this Pokemon does end up coming out and being revealed for X and Y, I'll make a follow-up video, I guess, comparing my idea drawings to the actual Pokemon. But we're gonna move on to the second one here. As I mentioned, there were about 6 Pokemon revealed through this rumor, 6 or 7, with 2 of them being evolutions, actually 3 of them being evolutions to Pokemon that we already know. So this next one is going to be Quam, a normal and poison type porcupine Pokemon. It's said that he can be found quite early in the game in the forest, which we've seen in a lot of the trailers and clips and screenshots. We've seen this foresty area. It also says that he has white skin with light purple quills. So as we're getting into the drawing here, I was a little bit confused. I actually didn't know how a Pokemon or porcupine Pokemon would look. Cyndaquil is kind of like a porcupine. It's got the quills on its back and stuff, but I decided to make it look more like a bush just because it's found in a forest, and I guess that would be a way for it to camouflage itself among the foliage, is just to kind of look like a bush. I don't know, it's kind of weird. This is probably my least favorite out of the ones that I actually drew. But as we get into the coloring, as I mentioned, he's got white skin with light purple quills. I think I went a little bit too dark on the purple, but I don't know, it's just to get an idea of what he would actually end up looking like. And it says that he has a poison type quill attack, which damages and has a high chance of poisoning. I really don't know what a porcupine looked like. I looked up pictures and I couldn't really fit it into being a Pokemon without drawing it super detailed. So just to keep, I guess, my cartoony art style, I just made it be really bushy. And yeah, I don't know, poison, when I think of it, I don't think of purple. I know that a lot of poison type Pokemon are purple, but I think more of green, so I went for green eyes and I guess green claws. I don't know, just to make him have different colors because he's just white and purple. So that is Quillam. As I said, my least favorite of the ones I drew, but if this actually comes true, then we'll get to see if he compares to what the actual one looks like. Now this one is definitely the best sounding idea, but I don't think I pulled it off quite well. I don't think it'll end up looking like this at all, but it is a ghost type spider Pokemon that is found in caves. Now when you think of ghost type spider, I honestly didn't know what to think. Is it like a wispy spider just floating around, or is it kind of like transparent? Like, is it just really creepy looking? Honestly, I think my final result ended up looking more like a dark type spider, but it's supposed to be a ghost type spider. But as we get into the drawing here, it says that it is dark gray with blue spots and multiple light gray eyes. Just the fact that it said multiple light gray eyes made me think that there's more than 2 eyes, and the only 2 other spider Pokemon that we really have to compare are Spinarak and Ariados, and then Joltik and Galvantula from last generation. Spinarak and Ariados I think only have 2 eyes each, and Joltik has 4, so I made this guy just randomly have 5. At the time I was streaming, I was in a call with Zelda Master 2010, and we were talking about the Wind Waker HD and how a lot of the spiders in Zelda have 1 big eye, so I decided to put 1 big eye in the middle of it, just to make it, I guess, different from Spinarak and Joltik. One description of it is that it has a faint light blue mist around its abdomen, so I decided to emphasize on the fact that it like gives off this mist from its abdomen, was actually to put it upside down, and then that would also give it kind of like a creepy look, sort of like a ghost type. So you'll see me messing around with putting the head upside down sometimes and then reversing it back around. I really didn't know what to choose, so I decided to keep its head right side up, but then make its abdomen actually just be flipped around, which ended up looking pretty weird. But yeah, the top part is supposed to be the belly, the dark gray, and then the blue spots are supposed to be its back, so it's kind of like reversed. I don't know why I actually went for that idea, and I think it actually would have looked better if I just kept the head flipped upside down. But yeah, as we get into the coloring, as I mentioned, it has dark gray skin with blue spots, which I put on its back, and I took inspiration from Misdreavus for his eyes being kind of yellowish. As far as the rumor goes, the source that gave it doesn't remember the spelling of its name, but it was something like a parachnid. I can't even say that. I guess it's like a parachute-nid, a parachnid, like repelling or something. I don't know. It's a spider, so they just repel down with their, I guess, string-like thing. So I decided to make its tail look a little bit wispy, kind of like a ghost type, just to give it more of a ghost look, because it honestly just looked like a dark type to me, but it's supposed to be a ghost spider. It says that he may have an evolution. This one honestly looks like it would have a pre-evolution, or maybe just be a standalone Pokemon, but let me know what you guys think of how I did. If you actually want to leave a rating of how close you think it comes to the description of it, you can go ahead and leave him like Trusk 1 out of 10, Quillam 0 out of 10, Ghost Spider. I don't know, just give it a rating if you'd like. If not, then just let me know what you think I did, or how I did, sorry. And as I mentioned for the 3rd time now, I'll do a comparison if they actually come out. Now the final one I decided to do, at least for this video, because as I mentioned, there's I think 4 more Pokemon that I could do as a second type of video to this if you guys would like to see it, but this one is an evolution of Helioptile. Now you may already see I pretty much kept the face sort of the same. I should have probably made a couple of differences. This one, I don't know, people seem to be 50-50 about it. A lot of people liked it while I was streaming it, but then I posted it on Twitter and a lot of people didn't really like it. So the description of it is pretty much, it is bipedal, which means it stands on 2 legs. It's got a second yellow triangle on its face, so normally Helioptile just has one big triangle on his forehead. I decided to put 2 of them sort of being his eyebrows, since it's got, you know, that second triangle. And it also says that his ears become more jagged, and he looks meaner, so decided to not go with the roundish eyes, just kind of like an angrier looking eyes, just a straight face. So he doesn't really look like he wants to kill you straight up, but he does look meaner, and he actually ended up looking kind of smug. I don't know why his, like, expression just kind of reminds me of Scrafty. But the source actually claims that he has on his back what look like spikes with jagged parts at the very top. So because it uses the word jagged for his ears and the back of his spike thingies, I decided to actually base the spikes at the very top of his back, kind of like his ears. Yeah, Helioptile I've seen in a lot of screenshots. He kind of opens up his ears, and he's kind of like one of those dinosaurs on Jurassic Park that spits acid in that fat guy's face. I don't know if you guys are know what I'm talking about, but I just decided to make this guy's ears always be open with, like, he's charging up for an electric attack. And then the little spikes on his back too, I decided to make the tips of them kind of be glowing as if he's always charging with electric power. The last little detail is that he can learn a new attack called Thunder Roll, where it rolls up like a wheel and strikes the opponent. So I guess I kind of made it so that it was more slick, like a lizard-like. So if it rolls up, it'll literally just be like, I guess, like a donut, and then it's got all these spikes along its back, so it can kind of just charge into the enemy with all its spikes. And I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think, though. You be the judge of how you think I did. And I guess I'll read you the description of this guy one more time. It's bipedal with a second yellow triangle on its face. Its ears become more jagged and it looks meaner. And on its back are what look like spikes with jagged parts at the very top. And obviously it is an evolution of Helioptile, so I based a lot of its color scheme on that. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. As I mentioned, there's a couple of more rumored Pokemon, such as a Ground-type Badger, Feroki's final evolution, Bunnelby's evolution, and a pre-evolution of Meowstic, the, I guess, double-gender psychic cat Pokemon. So if you'd like to see those, let me know. I actually planned on making a video anyway of what I think the final evolutions of the starters will look like, so maybe that's going to be coming out soon as well. But as I said, leave your rating of these drawings here down in the comments and what you think they'll actually end up looking like, and if you think I got even close. I'm really hoping these actually end up being true rumors. As I said, the last ones that were leaked were actually ended up mostly being true, so hopefully most of these Pokemon end up being true. That way I'd like to at least compare my idea versus the actual Pokemon. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and let me know what you guys would like to see, if you'd like to see the rest of these rumors drawn or just the starter evolutions, which I planned on doing anyway, down in the comments. And with that, I end it off, so I'll see you all next time.